Hey everybody, how you going? It's Yasmin Boland here, and I'm in Mercury retrograde hell. How are you? So Mercury's going retrograde today, I believe, and I seem to remember seeing that on an email I sent out to everybody, including myself. I have not even had a chance to check what's going on in the skies today apart from that. I woke up and literally half of our internet is down, and and then my phone died. It was actually just out of battery, but it appeared to die, so I didn't have any internet. My son, he couldn't connect to he could hardly connect to his school. What else happened? I don't know, just really crazy internet stuff. So you know what, I was just thinking, I'm really like, oh my gosh, this is really hard. So if you're one of the people who tried to register for the Masterclass overnight, I had about 200 or 300 emails from people saying they couldn't connect because obviously something's happened to our pages. They're trying to fix them now. So I was thinking, okay, well, this is Mercury retrograde, you know, hell, classic. But it really makes me think this is a really good moment for us all, including me, just step back and count our blessings. Because, you know, like, if my biggest issue is that the Masterclass pages and loads of other pages are down, if that's my biggest issue at the moment, you know, then touch wood, that's not too bad. You know, there are people with much bigger issues than that, obviously. And maybe, you know, you'd like to join with me in counting your blessings. Now, I literally thought of this 20 seconds before I walked in here to do this live. So I don't really have a format, but I suppose I can go first, you know. So, you know, well, I think the biggest thing is, you know, all my family is at home with me today, and none of us, you know, I don't even want to say it, but like, we all seem to be happy, healthy, wealthy and wise, as my dad used to call it. He used to say that's what we dream of, being happy, healthy, wealthy and wise. You know, we've got food in the fridge. We've got a car out the front if we need it. We've got this beautiful house that we managed to manifest getting. You know, we all seem to be healthy. So, you know, I especially actually want to express gratitude to my husband, who I'm telling you is the longest suffering man in the history of the universe. How he puts up with me, I will never know. You know, I get so emotional. I'm Cancerian. I get so emotional about stuff. And, you know, us moon children. And I'm really grateful to him. You know, he helps me out every single day with so many things. And, you know, he's the IT guy in our house. So, you know, when Mercury retrograde strikes and everything goes down, he's the one who gets me saying, is it fixed yet? Is it fixed yet? Is it fixed yet? Is it fixed yet? Why haven't they fixed it? What are they doing? What's the latest? Tell me. So, yeah, so there's that. I also just sent out an email actually to everybody who didn't get enrolled in the Masterclass because of the technical glitch. And that email, when I left my computer, it was stuck. So tell me if you got that email saying, I'm going to be online in 5 minutes talking about this stuff. If you did, yay. And if you didn't, hopefully you'll watch this on the replay. Anyhow, so I thought, having explained that, I actually made a little list for myself about, I was going to talk about something completely different today. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about Mercury retrograde in a minute. We're going to talk about what is happening with Mercury retrograde. Oh, people are putting their gratitude things in there. That's so good. Let's count our blessings. I mean, seriously, if the worst thing that's happening for me today is that my emails won't send and, you know, people are trying to register for the Masterclass and they can't, I mean, that is bad, but I know that will, please God, touch wood, fix it quite soon. Oh, 2 granddaughters aged 6 and 4, says Val. Wow, lovely. Monique says, so Olivier is both the cook and the techie guy in your family. Yes, he is. He's the cook and the tech guy. He's actually, we joke that he does everything except the writing. Deepa says, I'm grateful for the chanting sessions. Yeah, thank you. Me too, Deepa. Actually, that made me feel a lot better yesterday. Emma, grateful we have this house. Tiffany loves writing in a gratitude journal. Grateful for goddess wisdom, says Shiva Shakti. Me too. I'm so grateful that my goddess cards are going to happen with Hey House. Woo! And I'm also going to be doing some audio courses for Hey House. Woo! And I think I'm going to announce that big thing I was manifesting, actually. Does anybody remember I was manifesting something? Because I think it's actually starting this weekend. Danny says she wants to chant today. Well, we already chanted, and then I've got another 2 hours of chanting coming up later on today. The chanting, for anyone who wants to join in, is free. It's on Zoom about 45 minutes before now. It starts at 10:30 a.m. UK time, and it's now about 11:15. What does it say? Can people come back in after Venus and Mercury retrograde? Yes, absolutely they can. That's often what happens. Louise is grateful we're all loved by angels and spirit. Yes, me too. Me too, me too, me too. So I just want to say something about the masterclass, even though it's kind of a bit pointless to say this right now because our masterclass pages are down. But just for anybody who's bought my new diary, which I never can find when I go to find it because I'm always cleaning up in here and I never know where I put anything. Do you do that? Clean up and lose everything? So that's the 2021 diary. Now, if you've bought it, you don't just automatically get the masterclass. Like if you've bought it on Booktopia or Amazon or whatever, like I don't actually get any information about that. You know, I don't know that you've bought it. So once our masterclass pages are up again, which, you know, hopefully will be in the next few hours, and we will send out an email, you actually need to enter your receipt number into that page, which you can't right now. And I'll tell you why, because why I'm saying this, because last year when my this year diary came out, I had all these people who wrote to me saying, oh, but I bought your diary and I didn't get the masterclass. It's like, yes, you buy the diary, but you know, if you buy it on, say, Amazon, it's actually, you might as well just go into a bookshop in, you know, North Carolina or something and buy it. I don't know that you've bought it until you paste in your details. It's not some kind of automatic thing that you buy the diary and you get the masterclass. You only get the masterclass after you paste it into the masterclass page. So yeah, and the masterclass page is down right now, or it was 10 minutes ago. I mean, I think you all know it. Well, you probably don't all know it. It's moonmessages.com/June new moon. Moonmessages.com/June new moon. But the site was down 10 minutes ago, so I wouldn't bother trying right now. All right, so let us. So good reading your comments. Oh, it's so nice. Like even just seeing your gratitude makes me happy. Munira, grateful for my loved ones being healthy and all my abundance. Mayella, I saw you on chanting today, Mayella. Blessed with my family. Janet, bought and registered. So glad, Janet. See you online. Karen says, I think these things happen to test us. Hi, Rosie. Yeah, I think you're right. Vesna says, what time is the masterclass Australian time? I believe it's 8:11 p.m. Val says, I make you happy. Oh, thank you, Val. You make me happy too. I typed the number in. Is that sufficient? Yes, as long as you've gone, there's a thing where, and we kind of test them all, but you just put your number in. Once the page is back up. So should we talk about Mercury beeping retrograde? Yeah, it's about 8 p.m, Monique says, 8 p.m. Australian time. Yeah, it's about, if you log on at 8 p.m, it'll be 11 a.m. London time, and I think 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. New York time. If you log on at about 11 a.m, we'll let people in, but then we'll start at 11 a.m. All right, so Mercury is going backwards in the sign of Cancer, or as I like to call it, Moonchild. This is my Mercury retrograde book for those of you who don't have it. It's a really good little book, I must say. I wrote it with Kim Farnell. All right, so interesting. Let's read about Mercury retrograde in Cancer. This is a great time for redoing any domestic activities. And I'm telling you, our house needs going over after 3 months in lockdown. We have a beautiful woman called Jordanos who comes around once a week or twice a week and cleans for us. And we're not as good as cleaning as she is, you know. A spring clean will make your home a lot more sparkly than it usually would, as you're prepared to stick at it until everything is shiny, shiny. Well, that would be good. I hope that happens now that Mercury is retrograde in the sign of Cancer. It's also a time when you might decide to or actually renovate. Interesting. We're literally dealing with a builder right now about if we're going to go with him or someone else about our renovations. We literally just wrote to him today going, we're having second thoughts. So Mercury retrograde in the sign of Cancer, because Cancer is the sign of the home, you know, home and family and houses and all that. That's fine if you want to renovate, but keep a close eye on the details. For example, if you order a particular item, make sure you get what you ordered, not something similar but wrong indeed. Or if the builder starts piling on all these extra expenses after you've agreed the expense and going, oh, you want floors? Sorry, I'll have to charge you extra for floors. What, you want walls? Oh, I have to charge you extra for walls. Ha ha. Along the same home and family lines, if you haven't seen much of your family recently, now is the time to get back in touch. Well, that would be nice too, coronavirus. We were supposed to go and see my mum and sister in February. We didn't. Now I'm not even sure we're going to make it out in October. Like, are they going to let us in? Australia doesn't really want to let anyone in because we've got, you know, did you see that these New Zealanders came to England for like a family funeral? They were here for like 3 days and they got the virus and took it back to New Zealand, who hadn't had any new cases for like 28 days. Hopefully Mercury retrograde will change all that. They are talking about easing up the restrictions in Europe so that we can travel to Europe. Oh, look at that. Sun King Joe, my fence just broke. Getting a new one. Very Mercury retrograde in Cancer. Marie did a spring clean and saw through cupboards. First of the month. Very good. Patricia doing little renovations. Yeah, we're all doing renovations. It's actually a really good time for renovations, Mercury retrograde in Cancer. Maybe a quick call to one or two family members is all that's needed, but you could go the whole hog and arrange a party or a meal. Well, I would love to do that. It does require a 24-hour flight that I don't know if I'm allowed, well, I can't make right now. A beautiful use of Mercury retrograde in Cancer is to get together with people you love and share your happiest memories. Oh, we could have a memory party. That would be nice. This cycle also makes it easier to offer good quality advice to your loved ones based on past experience. Well, my loved ones don't really listen to my wise advice. Do yours? If I want my son to do something, I basically have to get, you know, one of his friends to tell him to do it. Okay, 5 things to do while Mercury is retrograde in the sign of Cancer. Hold or plan a family reunion. Well, I really want to do that, and I think the whole world wants to do that, so that's quite interesting. Or research your family tree. Work on home repairs. Well, I think the whole world's doing that in lockdown as well. Or redecorate, review or rethink your diet and improve your cookery skills. Well, I am rethinking my diet. At the moment, I'm on a completely vegan diet because I'm doing this retreat in India every day for 2 hours a day, chanting. And I'm completely vegan right now, and that's kind of interesting. We made crackers last night at about midnight. We've got this new dehydrator, and we mixed up, I sprouted some quinoa seeds, as you do, and we mixed them up with all sorts of things like zucchini and other stuff and garlic and blah, blah, blah. And we put them in the dehydrator, so we're getting crackers. We're all back to nature here. Revise your plans for achieving the family life you want and need. Well, I mean, I think we're all going through that, aren't we? We're all, you know, stuck with our family. I mean, I honestly, like, in some ways it's my ideal scenario, being stuck with my family, but at the same time it does become frustrating. And then when things like the internet breaking down happens, you know, it is hard to, you know, stay on an even keel when you've been in lockdown for so long. So accurate, this. Gosh, so accurate. Read biographies or history books, or watch a historical drama or documentary series. Well, there you go, that's easy enough. Oh my gosh, no. It says, watch out for. We can all feel a lot more sensitive when Mercury is retrograde in Cancer. Well, as I said, I'm a Cancerian, I'm a moon child, and I'm so oversensitive. As you guys have seen, I'm oversensitive. So now I'm going to be even more sensitive, and so is everyone else. Yay! It's going to be so fun. It's too easy to read the worst into everything everyone says. Oh, as if I do that only every day. Even subjects you usually couldn't care about become sensitive. If you don't want to get into an argument, simply walk away quietly. I'm sure that when I wrote this, which I wrote with Kim, I was talking to myself there. It's also worth heeding this warning. Trying to manipulate people emotionally with what you say may backfire. Watch out for that. It's better to be straight dealing, especially if you feel befuddled. Maybe your home life isn't perfect at this point. Well, it's really not. It's, you know, it's, the house is beautiful, but it needs a good clean up, and you know, we all need to get out, like everybody in the whole wide world. But deciding to move at this point isn't a great idea. Wait to make a decision until after the retrograde if you can. If you can. Obviously, if you don't have a choice, it doesn't matter. Often you find things happening. Often you find things happening in Mercury retrograde which relate to a previous retrograde. So if you have my Mercury retrograde book, which you can get at all good booksellers on and offline, it's a great book. I won't go into it now because it's going to take too long, but we're on page 49, and you can see then there's a list for, depending on your star sign or your rising sign, you can then find out where Mercury is retrograde for you, you know, which part of your life. Is it your love zone, or your money zone, or your travel zone, or your career zone? I'm sure it must be my internet zone, frankly. And if you know your rising sign, read that when you do that. So that is Mercury retrograde. I've told you about the internet being down for people who've just joined. We're very sorry. We are working very, very, very hard to get it back up again ASAP. I've talked about Mercury retrograde. Okay, the eclipse this weekend. Obviously, a lot of the dramas that are going on right now are to do with a combination of Mercury retrograde and the fact we're having the eclipses. And that's why we spent the first 5 minutes of today's chat talking about what we're grateful for. So, someone's saying, if I order the book, I wonder if it will arrive. Well, if you've got Amazon Prime, it will arrive tomorrow. Should do. But, you know, the retrograde lasts for a couple of weeks. So you've got a couple of weeks to work through all this stuff. So there you go. So I'm going to do the chakra chant, the chakra clearing chant. I'm going to finish with the chant. Oh, thank you, Rita. I love you too. I love everybody. And as I always say, well, no, I started saying this about a week ago. People say, if people can hate me without knowing me, then I can love people without knowing them. Haha, I like that logic. Okay, we're going to end with the chakra chant, the chakra clearing chant. If anybody would like to creatively visualize my masterclass page as being back online, I'll take that. Thank you very much. If you're registered for the masterclass, I will see you online. That won't be affected because it's a completely different platform. And if you're already registered and you've had a thing saying you better register, we're sorry about that. There was a glitch in the system. And chakra chant, here we come. People always say to me, will you write this down? Will you write the chant down? And I just don't, because I feel like I'm not in a position to teach it. And in a way, writing it down is teaching it. I'm just gonna do it. Oh, thank you, Bernadette. Can we have a card? Yes. Yes, we'll have a card as soon as I've done my chakra clearing chant. We're going to do it 3 times. Here we are. Okay. And Lisa, the answer to your question, Lisa Lanham, the answer to your question is yes. Here we go. Clearing our chakras with the sacred Bija mantras. Hari Om Nam Lam Mam Vam Sim Ram Vam Yam Yam Ham Shiva Ram Swaha Hari Om Nam Lam Mam Vam Sim Ram Vam Yam Yam Ham Shiva Ram Swaha Hari Om Nam Lam Mam Vam Sim Ram Vam Yam Yam Ham Shiva Ram Swaha. Oh, holy moly, that chant makes me feel better. Very grateful to everybody here for being so beautiful. And for any, oh yes, it's written down, that chant is written down in Sound Medicine by Kulreet Chowdhury. Thanks, Adele. So it's written down there. So I'm going to do a card. I'm going to do a goddess card because that's what I've got near me. And yes, I was going to say something and I've forgotten what it was. I was going to say yes to anybody who's joining us for the first time because you got the email about it and you didn't know about this. I actually do this every day, every weekday at 11 a.m. Okay, I've got the card. There it is. So do you have a question? Because I have a goddess pressed to my breast. Here is our card for the day. Oh gosh, I love this card. I love this card. So I think you say, Anne, I'm not sure. Take a risk and put your heart's desire into action. Take a risk, kiddos. What are you not doing because you don't want to take a risk? What are you doing? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? That's what you have to do. And I don't have the interpretations book up here right now, so it's really, really simple. A leap of faith. Just take a leap of faith. Everything's gonna be fine. All right, so on that kissy note, for those of you, well, I can see you all tomorrow, this time, same time tomorrow. Oh, the big news. Oh, the big news. Okay. I've got a new, it's not that big, but it's big. It's big. I mean, I've got a new weekly horoscopes column in Australia. Yay! But it's not just one. It's actually across, at least at this point, 3 magazines. So you've got your choice. It's in Women's Day. Yay! And it starts this issue, I believe. I believe if you buy Women's Day on Saturday, you will find my weekly horoscopes in there. They're actually going to get a bit longer than they are. The first lot I sent in were a bit shorter, but they're going to make them longer. And there are shorter versions in Take 5 and TV Week. And there's at least 2 more titles coming on board, which I can't reveal until we do it. So if you, and they're also going to run the cosmic column that everybody used to love in the Sunday paper. So it's going to have the cosmic column and the weekly stars in Women's Day, which is great. I'm really, really happy about that. And also in Take 5, but it won't have the cosmic column, and then really, really short ones in TV Week. So if you want to see my weekly horoscopes in a magazine in Australia every week and the cosmic column by Women's Day, I believe it's this weekend, But for all I know, something happened and it might be next weekend. But as far as I'm aware, if you buy it, actually, if anybody gets it and wants to email me, just take a photo of it and email it to me because I haven't seen it. Be interesting to see what they've done with it. So there we are. Yes, that was what we manifested together, because I had this call from them saying, we'd like you to write the horoscopes in Women's Day, Take 5, TV Week, other magazines. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I'll do that. And then I kind of... that's what we all manifested together, basically. So everybody who really wanted to get my horoscopes and the cosmic column back in print in Australia, thank you, we did it. And also, I actually just like to say, I also did it. I had a little bit of a manifestation going on under a bit of pyrite. So on that note, on that cheery note, yay for the cosmic column in the paper. Yes, exactly. And they're running at full length too. I will see you this time tomorrow. I will now go downstairs and I will see if our masterclass pages are back on or not. Lots of love. I'll see you same time tomorrow. Thanks, guys. I'm going to read your comments downstairs too.